Welcome to the Effortless English Show with the world's #1 English teacher, AJ Hogue, where AJ's more than 40 million students worldwide finally learn English once and for all, without the boring textbooks, classrooms, and grammar drills. Here's AJ with a quick piece to help you learn to speak fluent English effortlessly.
I'm AJ Hogue, the author of Effortless English. Learn to speak English like a native. Father of the Effortless English system. I train you. I teach you to speak English fluently. You speak English powerfully. You speak English confidently. You speak English effortlessly. When you commit, don't quit. You commit, don't quit to my VIP program at effortlessenglishclub.com. Go there, join, commit, don't quit. effortlessenglishclub.com, effortlessenglishclub.com. Our topic is joining our group. Joining our group. Join the Effortless English group. Very important for you to join our Effortless English group because, of course, it's free. It's free, social media. But it's important because for our next challenge, you will need people to talk to, right? For the next challenge, our speaking challenge, the one that's coming next, you will need to find people to talk to. Of course, you can pay people. You can go to italkie.com or another site. You can pay people to talk to you in English. But that becomes expensive. It's much cheaper, to join our group. And then you can meet other Effortless English members. You can schedule a time to chat with them, talk to them on Skype or WhatsApp or whatever. And it's free. So this is a good way, joining our group, it's a good way to get a lot of speaking hours cheaply, right? Because our next challenge, we're all going to maximize our speaking hours. That means try to get the maximum number. We were going to try to do a lot of hours of speaking, a lot. If you have to pay for every hour, it will become very expensive. So I think it's okay to pay native speakers. That's fine if you want to. But to get a lot of hours of speaking during the next challenge, you really should join the group. Now, we are live on YouTube. It's a little strange time today. It's 2 in the afternoon in Japan. A little strange time. Yesterday, I took my mom to Nara. Nara is a famous tourist site in Japan. They have deer that walk around in the town. And there are some big famous temples. So we went sightseeing yesterday and got back a little later than I expected. So that's why I'm doing the show today at a strange time. 1 second. Close this door. All right, so how do you do it? How do you join our group? Let me just talk about how to do that. Actually, let's talk about why to do it first, huh? Why join the group? Let me show you. I'm going to show you our group. Now, where's our group? Our group is on Gab.com. See here on the screen, if you're watching on the screen, Gab.com/my name, AJ Hogue. Gab.com/AJHOGE. AJHOGE. You must join Gab. You've got to get on Gab. Okay, guys? It's the best social media. You need to get on Gab. That's where I am now. That's where our group is. That's where you will meet other Effortless English members and fans. That's where you will find people to talk to in English, to practice your English speaking. Gab.com, AJ Hogue. Gab.com. Follow me at AJ Hogue. On my profile there, Gab.com/AJ Hogue, you'll see at the top of my profile on Gab, right? My account on Gab. You'll see at the top, I have the top post. It's always at the top. I have a link to our group, a link to the Effortless English group on Gab. So follow me and join the group. Do both. Sometimes I announce like the shows, the live shows on my personal Gab. But to meet other people, you should join the group. So do both. Follow me on Gab, AJ Hogue. And then again, on my profile page on Gab, you will see the top post. My top post has a link to the Effortless English group. Click that link and join the group also. Now let me show you on the screen. If you're watching on video, you'll be able to see this my screen. Let me just show you the group first. Our group. Oops. Groups. I'm a member. Here we go. Effortless English. Here we go. So this is what the groups looks like. If you're watching on video, you can see this. It's got this red and white stripes. It's an old American flag, actually, at the top. And you just join the group, and then you'll see then in the group, it's just everybody in the group can post to the group. You can put a comment or information or links or anything you want to the group, and you can reply to other people's posts. And there's just so much great stuff. Like here's Iswan talking about Robert Kiyosaki's wife. How she's good to listen to. So you get a lot of recommendations for audios, for videos, and for books. It's really great. Lots of people will recommend. Here's Abbas, and he says, giving his username on Skype, asking if anyone wants to chat. So there you go. That's what you do. Or just, create a group yourself and invite people. That's even better. Be proactive. So say, I'm forming a Skype group. I'm looking for 2 or I'm looking for 3 more people. If you want to join my group and practice speaking English, please comment. And then you do that and you get people's Skype IDs. And then you can just, choose a time and then start practicing. It's very easy. You can ask questions. Here's Khaled in 9 says, do you recommend Power English for improving speaking skills? He's asking. Well, definitely, because that's the whole point of Power English. Okay, here's someone recommending a video. Masoud. Ilana Khan says, let's prepare for our next challenge. Shadowing discussed by Alexander Argeles. There you go. I mentioned him yesterday, Alexander Argeles. And here she is putting a link to his YouTube video where he talks about shadowing. Very nice. I'm going to just retweet that one, actually. Repost it. It's not a tweet because it's not Twitter. Right, and then here's Frank from Mexico introducing himself. And Masoud's recommending ESL Pod for shadowing because it's slow, because it has some slow conversations and some slow speeds. And yeah, ESL Pod's pretty easy. It's quite an easy podcast. It's an old one, but it probably would be a good one for shadowing. So there you go. See, here's Summit. Summit is creating a group to practice English on Snapchat, and he gives his username. So all you need to do is follow him on Snapchat, and you can join his group. So see, this is what you do. All our members and fans are here in the group. Just they're creating groups on Snapchat, on WhatsApp, on Skype. You can do it on Facebook, anything you want, any app you want to use. And just do this. Say, I'm making a group. Who wants to join? And people will respond, get their usernames, and just choose a time and start practicing, guys. It's really easy. Here's Maria, just congratulating everybody to finish the challenge. She's got a link to the Queen song, We Are the Champions. We are the champions, my friend. Dun, 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 dun. So this is what you do. You introduce yourself, and Evgeny's recommending that I invite Alexander Argeles for an interview. So you can see lots of suggestions. It's just great, guys. All right, so you get the idea. Join the group. So let me show you again. Gab.com. If you're watching on my screen, you can see it right there. Gab.com/AJHOGE. AJ Hogue. Go there. Follow me. Number 1, follow me. And number 2, join the group. Again, The link to the group is on my page on Gab, right there, gab.com, AJ Hogue. Now, number 2, another reason to join Gab and follow me on Gab and join our group is that I will not always be on YouTube. YouTube is blocking and banning. YouTube's going down, guys. YouTube's going down. Soon, YouTube will only be showing boring stuff from the lying media, the regular media. You'll just be watching, the BBC shows and NBC and CNN, all the garbage from TV. It's becoming boring. All the interesting individuals, they're kicking off, they're deleting, they're blocking, they're suspending. YouTube's dying. So I will not always be on YouTube, guys. I don't know how long. Maybe for a few more years, maybe a few more months, maybe just a few more days. I don't know. But we need alternatives, backups. So if you like my live shows, if you don't want to miss it, if I disappear from YouTube, how will you find me? Well, if you're on the Gab group, if you follow me on Gab, no problem. I will just put a link to my new site. I'm looking at a few sites for streaming, live streaming. Already for recorded videos, I have BitChute. BitChute's quite nice, bitchute.com. I have a channel there. No problem. For recorded videos, already there are many choices. But for live streaming like this, doing live with comments, I'm looking. There are a few choices. Right now, I'm looking to try DLive. There's one called DLive. DLive. The good news is they're not American. I think they're Chinese and Turkish, as I just read. But anyway, it's good because they're not Silicon Valley. It's not communist California. Communist China, but oh well. But anyway, a possible alternative, a possible backup for doing live streams. If YouTube goes down, if Facebook goes down, I might try DLive. I have a channel there now. BitChute, I'm really looking forward. BitChute is developing live streaming. It's not ready yet, but they are preparing it. They're working on it. Eventually, they will get it. When they get live streaming, probably that's where I'll do it. I'll probably move over to BitChute for most of my live shows on video, live streaming. So anyway, if you want to find me, if you want to find when do I do a show, when am I going to do it, where will it be? Will it be on Facebook? Will it be on YouTube? Will it be on DLive? Will it be on BitChute? Somewhere else? You need to follow me on Gab. That's where I will tell you. That's where I put the link every day. Every day when I do a live show, first I put the link on Gab. That's how you find me. Sometimes I'm on Facebook. Sometimes I'm on YouTube. In the future, maybe DLive, maybe BitChute, maybe somewhere else. So you've got to join that Gab group if you want to find me. Okay, finally, I want to read a nice comment. A very big success story. This is again on Gab here. And this was just very impressive. So I want to read it. Okay, the user his nickname is Black Spaniard. He's on Gab. If you're watching on video, you can read it. But I'll read it right now. Okay, he says, I'd like to say I can speak English like a normal human being, but I've just got to say thank you, AJ Hogue, for all the wisdom and practical advice. You're welcome. Thank you. All the stuff that you have earned, and now you're sharing all that stuff to others in need like me. I just have no words to say thank you. I just want to let you know, this is the success part, okay? This is why he's so excited. Okay, listen. Just want to let you know, I passed an exam to become a Spanish-English simultaneous interpreter. So let me explain that. That is very impressive. That's not easy. It's very tough. Okay? Passed an exam to become a Spanish-English simultaneous interpreter. What is that? Interpreter is like a translator, but it's for live speaking. Simultaneous means at the same time. So these are people who translate instantly, right? For example, at the United Nations, at the UN, one guy's giving a speech. Maybe he's giving a speech in Russian, right? But everybody doesn't understand Russian, so everybody has the earphones, right? And they're listening to someone translate, translate the Russian into their own language. But they have to do it instantly, right? No delay. They have to do it as the Russian speaker is talking. They have to translate into English or whatever immediately, right? Immediately, boom, boom, boom. There's no time to think, nothing. It's instant. It's very, very fast. This is hard. So this is even harder than being fluent, right? Already it's difficult just to speak English at full speed without thinking too much, without delays, without hesitating. That's very difficult already, you know. But imagine you have to also listen in your own language and then instantly speak the English, instantly translate it to English. And then also you have to hear English, instantly translate it into your own language and speak it. That's what a simultaneous interpreter does. So to become one is not easy. It's a very, very high level of English, of language. So Black Spaniard, big thumbs up. Congratulations to you. This is a fantastic success story. So he passed the exam. He's going to be a simultaneous interpreter. And then he says, thank you. And I'm telling you, you're my backbone, my rock, the voice I listen to when I get down and feel overwhelmed. You're more than an English teacher. You are my father sometimes, my friend, my English teacher. Maybe these lines I'm putting into this are too intense or emotional, but they are true and raw-hearted from the bottom of my soul, which is very, very sweet. It's very, very, very nice. Thank you so much for the compliments. But the point is that he has succeeded at a super high level. Okay, this is very tough. So I want to say congratulations. It's a fantastic success story. And, to get that level, to get that success, it requires a lot of work, right? We know he did a lot of hours, a lot of hours of listening, a lot of hours of speaking, a lot of hours of practicing. So impressive, great, and congratulations to you again. I'd love to read those kind of success stories, and I hope it makes you feel good to know it's possible. It's possible. You can also succeed, okay? You just keep going, don't quit. All right, let's get into our comments and questions. Now, again, join the Gab group, guys. This is the point of today's show. I want to get you over there because YouTube is dying and I need you to follow me on Gab now. You got to join. YouTube is dying. Vladislav just says, good morning, AJ. Good morning to you. Vladislav is in Russia. Small Lucy, Big Lucy says hi to AJ, hi AJ, and to the twins. The twins are in the other room with my wife and my mom. You might hear them crying when they get hungry. They cry. Hey, Lisa. Lisa's has joined us too. Thank you, Lisa. Good to see you. And Sarah is also. Oh, Sarah has to go to work. Okay, Sarah. Well, sorry. Glad you got to join for a few minutes. Okay, so here's a common question, and this is a question that Steve and I talked about recently, Steve Kaufman. Sainal says, Coach, I'm learning 2 languages, which is Chinese and French. Chinese and English. I'm learning 2 at the same time. Will it hurt my English skills? No, it won't hurt your English skills. But just, of course, you'll go a little slower. You'll learn a little slower. Both of them, you'll learn more slowly. It's just math, right? It's just time. You're spending some of your time with Chinese, so it reduces the amount of time you can do English. However, there may be some other benefits of it for your brain and keeping you interested, keeping you motivated. So long term, maybe it doesn't actually even slow you that much. But you're fine. Chinese and English are very different. You're not going to confuse them. So you're fine. Enjoy. Vara says, good morning from India. And indeed, good morning to you in India. Fernanda is drinking mate now. Mate is a kind of like a tea. It's not the same plant though. It's popular in South America. I think Argentina especially, if I remember. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. But it's got a lot of health benefits. It's energizing, and it has a lot of health benefits, and it's nice. It tastes nice too. Michael says, you have a big channel on YouTube. It's a pity to quit leading your channel. Well, I'm not leaving, but they will probably delete me. This is the problem. It's not my choice. I would be happy to stay on YouTube if they would leave me alone, but they are not doing that. They are Marxist crazies at this point at YouTube. And they are censoring and blocking and deleting everyone they don't like. They don't like homeschooling. I talk about homeschooling a lot. There's all kinds of other stuff I talk about that they hate. So the point is probably they will delete or block my channel eventually. Eventually it's going to happen. I'm quite certain. So it's not my choice, guys. I'll stay on YouTube as long as I can. As long as I have a channel, I'll keep using it. But I can't wait around, I can't ignore the truth, and YouTube's dying. And they're going to eliminate everybody they don't like. If you're not a crazy communist who loves, transvestites and all this crazy stuff, they will delete your channel eventually. So they're going to delete me eventually, I'm sure. And that's why you need to follow me on Gab. That's why we need other choices. And there are other choices, so it's not a big deal. Is there any app of Gab? Yes, Gab now does have apps. They do have apps, yes. But I think you have to get the Gab app. You have to get it on Gab. It's not in the Google store. Google blocked them. This is, again, Google owns YouTube. It's the same craziness. So you just got to go and get the Gab app on the Gab site, from the Gab site itself. Okay, Vladislav saying he will join the speaking challenge. Good, so will I. I will also join the speaking challenge. I'm looking forward to it. Najaza says, can you tell me a good book? I want to teach my kids, 9 years and 7 years old, financial education lessons. Robert Kiyosaki has a book, I think it's called Rich Dad for Kids. Let's look it up. Look it up right now. Rich Dad for Kids, I believe, is what it's called. Oh, it's called Rich Kid, Smart Kid. It's actually a website. Okay, it's a website and a book. Here's the website. I'm going to show you on the screen. If you're watching, I'll describe it. Rich Kid, Smart Kid. He's got a game called Cash Flow for Kids. I might buy that myself. I think I'll get that when my kids get a little older. He's got a book called Rich Kid, Smart Kid. And he's got one for teenagers. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's probably, I don't know if the teenagers can handle the adult book, I would think. But Rich Kid, Smart Kid. I haven't read that book, but you can give it a try. And he has a comic book. Escape the Rat Race. So there you go. Maybe start there. Start with Robert Kiyosaki. He's got good stuff, and his books are pretty simple. So I think that would be quite good for kids. Felipe greetings says greetings from Brazil. Thank you. Welcome. Yeah, see, this is kind of cool when I hear these stories. Some people have mentioned this kind of thing. But Valerie says, Koshalev, hi AJ, I'm listening to your lessons in the car every morning with my daughter for 1 month. And she has started to repeat words and phrases. So isn't that kind of cool? His daughter is also learning it just because she's in the car at the same time. Very cool. Very nice. Right. Okay. So it's a good time in LA. Gabriela says, AJ, this is a perfect time for me in LA, Los Angeles, California. You're amazing. You are the best teacher I ever had. Thank you so much for everything, and God bless you. Thank you very much, Gabriela. What time is it in California right now? Let me see. San Francisco. Oh, yeah. 9:30 p.m. It's nighttime. It is a good time for the West Coast. Well, enjoy LA. Great weather. Yeah, so here's Lisa talking about the Gab group. I can really recommend to join our Effortless English group on Gab. You can find here so many kind, helpful, inspiring people. It's an honor to be part of this family. I agree. Lisa, 100%. Everything she just said. We have great people. There's Slavika. A lot of the people you see that you hear me talk about in the live comments who are on our live show, always having good comments. Lisa's on is on the Gab group. Mina Savak, Slavika is on the Gab group. Vladislav is on the Gab group. Mehdi, he's not on the live so much, but he's really great. He's a member from Iran. Really great. Khalifi, Carol, Anna Maria, Zobade, Julia, Takita, Ibrahim Ali. I'm just going through just looking at my replies. Sarah's on there. Aberdemane. It's really fantastic, guys. All these people are on our Gab group. And you can meet them there. Ozma's there. Philip Liao. Samit. Just on and on, guys. All these people are on the Gab group. So if you want to meet them, maybe have a chance. Fernanda. Alexander Belyakov is there. Yeah, these are just people who... Farok is there. So get on there, guys. Get on there. Okay? And you can connect with these people. You can send them comments and replies. You can ask them questions. And also, of course, me. You can ask me questions on Gab. You can send me comments and replies. You can meet all these people and many other great ones. So get on there, guys. It's just time to do it. It's time for you to do it. Valerie's saying, how's your jiu-jitsu training? It's not. 1 year, maybe longer than 1 year. No jiu-jitsu. Since kind of just before my babies were born, and then now since the babies came, there's just been a lot of things happening in my life with me, with my babies. So no jiu-jitsu, but I want to get back. I definitely want to get back. I think about it a lot. Pretty good to see you. I'm also on Gab, says Ong. Ong Pyo says I'm on Gab also. Great. Daniela Ramos, welcome. Joining first time. And thank you, Surat. Yeah, like Kike Neves, my cousin's girlfriend has been living in the U.S. since last year. He's doing so great with English. That's impressive how children deal so much better about learning language than us grown-ups. It is, and I think it's just their attitude. They don't get stressed out. They don't focus on grammar rules and all that stuff. They just communicate. They just listen, and communicate best they can. And that's why it seems effortless. Of course, they're getting lots and lots and lots of hours, but it's the emotional part. They don't get stressed and they don't get worried about it. They don't worry about their performance and any of that stuff. It just happens naturally, right? But as adults, we get stressed out about all this stuff. Oh, I hear a baby crying. Oh yeah. Since we exchanged our Skype IDs, some people try to contact me out of the blue, just suddenly. Tell new members to start conversations by telling something about themselves or mentioning Effortless English. Well, indeed, guys, don't just contact somebody on Skype because they don't know you, right? That's why you need to join the group first. I would create a specific group with specific members. You don't have to accept everybody. It's too many people, then it's also a problem. Not enough people is a problem, but if you have too many people, it's not good. I recommend, just create little groups of people so you become friends, so you talk to each other again and again and again many times, and you know each other. So maybe 3 to 5 people. It could just be one person, just 2 of you, maybe, and you make a good friend, and you just talk every week or every day. Or it could maybe be 3, 4, 5 of you, 6, 7, something like that. I wouldn't go too much more than that. 7's probably plenty. And you create that group. And so everybody exchanges their Skype IDs and you talk to each other, right? And you know each other. But just random people, right, I understand. Because people try to contact me sometimes randomly. I just ignore it because I don't know who they are. So you have to do that. Introduce yourself on the Gab group first. And also, join a group. Create a group. You can give your group a name maybe if you want to. And so then you know who's in your group, and then just, talk to those people. And then you're not constantly, bothered by people you never heard of, that you don't know about. So, and that's a good point, and I agree with that. Yeah, Vefa says, every day I listen to a story and I speak about it. Can I learn English very well this way? Yes, it's great. Perfect. Very nice. Yeah, see, here's Thucky says, I'm looking forward to the speaking challenge. I already had conversations with some Effortless English members. It's cool because you'll learn about other countries from firsthand. I posted a link to our group on Gab. There you go. See, that's how you do it. Very simple. He's already doing it. And it is cool because you meet people from lots of different countries. We have people from all around the world. You can see in our live shows, people from everywhere. And so it's really cool you're all practicing English and speaking English, but you can all learn about each other's countries, each other's cultures, your interests. You can make friends with people around the world. It's really, really great. Really, really enjoyable. Jack John, how old are you? 51. Oh, Obra's asking, on Gab, will there be live videos or just your video? No video directly on Gab yet. They don't have that yet. So I put a link to my videos. I put a link to my live, right? It's just, I use Gab for communicating. So if I'm on Facebook, I put a link to Facebook. If I'm doing YouTube, I'll put the YouTube link. If I'm going to be on BitChute or somewhere else, I'll put that link. So it's just the central, it's the one social media I use. I'm not using other social media now. I'm never on Facebook. I certainly never reply on Facebook. I never reply to, my comments. I turn them off on YouTube. I'm not on Twitter anymore, really. So Gab is the only place if you want social media to get information from me. Gab or join my email group. But Gab is the best for like everyday communication. Can you talk more about how to shape our minds? I will. It's a common topic that I talk about. Oh, see, it's cool. Passion Freak, nice name, says, I listen to your videos and podcasts. You do a great job for people. Huge jump from traditional style of learning. I shadow your voice from 1 week now. Exactly. You can use shadowing with my show, with my podcast. I don't speak too quickly. I'm not too fast of a speaker, which is good. But I'm not super slow either. So it's probably a good medium speed. So you could use, or at least try using, my podcasts for shadowing. If I'm too fast, find something easier, like maybe ESL Pod. If you think I'm too easy, too slow, try something fast like Tony Robbins. Preeti says, how do children increase their vocabulary? In their native language? Well, first, of course, just through natural speaking, but where they get really big vocabularies from reading. That's where most of it comes from reading, the higher level vocab. How do adults stop building their vocabulary? Well, adults don't read most adults stop reading, right? They get sick of school, and the amount of reading, most adults don't read many books. So they're not getting exposed to new vocab as much. And of course, when you know more words, then you're not going to see, most words you see, you already know. So the rate, the amount of new words you're seeing every day will become less as your vocabulary grows and grows and grows. That's natural. So as an adult in your language or in English, if you want to increase your vocabulary, know more words, then you have to keep pushing yourself to read more, and to read more, maybe different kinds of things. So you see different kinds of vocab. And then Preeti's third question, why does age make little difference in vocab building? Well, it doesn't matter. It's the same process. So vocab does not, age can affect pronunciation. I think that's what a lot of the research and experience shows. But in terms of building vocab, actually, I think adults have an advantage if they use it. And the advantage is you can read, and you can read higher level stuff, and you can actually build vocab faster than a child. Sioma asks, thanks for all your teaching. I want to ask, do you give individual lessons online? I don't. Sorry. I just don't have time to do individual lessons. So just my recorded lessons and live shows, all of that. If you're looking for like a conversation partner, native speaker, might try italkie.com. Yeah, like here's another thing Ann mentioned. Some people ask for weird things. They want me to send them, Power English lessons. I've never seen them in the group. Exactly, guys. If you're going to ask for free lessons or pirated stuff, don't do it, because we have a code in Effortless English, and just block those people in. If people are asking you for stuff like that, if they seem weird, sometimes, like especially girls, you guys, you get guys and they're pretending they want to practice English, but really they're trying to they're telling you how pretty you are and all this stuff. And if you don't like that, just block them, okay? This is not the group for this. This is not a dating site. This is not a place for piracy. We have our code, right? We do the best we can. We do the right thing. And we show each other we care. So follow that code. If you have a weird feeling about anyone who follows you in the group, on Skype or anywhere, if you have a strange feeling, if you feel they're not following the code, anything like that, just block them. You can block them on Skype. You can block them in Gab. It's very easy in Gab to block people. Also, people, not Effortless English members, just other Gab people. They're trolls. All social media has trolls, right? These are people who are just they're just childish, and they're going to say rude stuff or say bad stuff to you, try to make you upset because they think it's funny. And just block them, okay? Don't respond. Don't answer them. Give them no attention, zero attention. Just block. It's very easy. You click on their name. There's like a little thing here. Let me show you how to block people. I will show you on Gab how to block people. Okay, we're not going to block Fernanda. Let's find somebody. Let's find someone bad. Let me find some group or something, like someone I actually would block. Okay, we'll use the CEO of Gab. He's a nice guy, but just to show you. If you're on Gab, watch me now, guys. If you're watching on video. How do you block somebody on Gab? It's really simple. You click their name first, okay? So you click their name if it's in your account somewhere, right? So here's this guy, Andrew Torba. Don't block Andrew, but I'm just using him as an example. All right, so then their profile pops up. And then you'll see at the top, there's a button, maybe it says follow or it says unfollow. And then you'll see this little square with 3 dots. 3 dots, a little square. You click that and look at that. It has 3 choices. Mute. It means you can't see anything from them, but they can still see you. But I recommend choice number 2, block. It just says block and has his profile name. Just click that, block. Then they can't see you. You can't see them. They are gone. You will never hear from them again. They can never contact you again on Gab. Your problem is solved. So anyone you don't like, anyone who is rude, any trolls, anything, anyone who's not following our code, go to their click their name, and then this little, if you're watching on video again, it's like 3 little dots. Click that and you'll see block. Click block. You can report them if they're really doing terrible stuff, like, I don't know, pornography or horrible stuff. You can also click report. That sends a message to Gab. Maybe they'll delete their account, or if they're doing something bad, really bad or illegal. But the main thing is block them. Just block them. Don't reply. Don't talk to them. Don't communicate with them. Give them nothing. Give them no attention at all. Just block. It just takes a few seconds, and then you're finished with them. You never worry about them again. Okay, that's how you deal with it on social media and on Gab or anywhere else. Lisa says, can you talk a little bit about Nara? Yeah, sure. Nara. Yeah, so yesterday I went to Nara. Let me see if I can pull up some pictures of Nara online. Here we go. Nara. What? That's not what I want. Images. Yeah, here we go. All right. So I went to Nara yesterday, sightseeing with my mom. And here's some images. This is just a search on DuckDuckGo of some pictures of Nara. So Nara's a Japanese town that's famous. It's the old capital of Japan, right? The current capital of Japan, of course, is Tokyo. Before Tokyo was Kyoto, and before Kyoto was Nara. So very old capital of Japan. It's famous for a few things. Number 1 is temples. So there is a big famous temple called Todaiji, I believe it is. Is it Todaiji? Anyway, it's got the Daibutsu. It's got a giant Buddha, which I'll pull up the giant Buddha picture. If you're watching on video, you can see this really big. Oh, that's Kyoto. Is that the right one? Yeah, I think that's the one from Nara, actually. Isn't it really nice? It's huge. And then the second thing that Nara's famous for are deer. There's all these deer. They came out of the mountains many years ago, and they just walk around the town and in the park, and you can just come up to them. Like, I'll see if I can put a picture. You can see there's a woman here trying to feed these deer, right? You can buy little crackers, little food and you can feed them. And they're just walking around the town. They're not in a fence. They're not nothing. It's not a zoo. It's just they're wild animals walking around Nara all over, all these deer, and there are hundreds of them. So a lot of people go to see the deer and to feed the deer. We fed some of the deer. So those are the main things. There the temples. There's some shrines that are quite beautiful in Nara. And then there's one called, it just means the big Buddha. The big Buddha, which is this temple here. If you're watching on video, you can see this. It's got a Daibutsu, like a big Buddha inside. Really big Buddha. It's very, very large. This is a huge temple, huge Buddhist temple. So we went that. We saw bunches of deer. We saw a lot of the deer, which is very fun. And my mom got to see them. Everybody likes it when we visit. When I have visitors, when my family or friends, when they visit Japan, I always take them to see Nara because everybody likes the deer, especially the deer. You can see if you're watching on video, just these pictures. Like this is just a sidewalk next to the park, and there are all these deer just walking around with the people, and they're not scared of people now because people feed them. So there's nobody is going to hurt them. It's quite nice. Faith is asking, is the Gab group free? Of course. It's just social media. It's free. Gab is free. Although you can get a pro account. I have a pro account. A pro account supports Gab. We should support them because they really are helping us. They're with free speech. So if you can afford it, get a pro account. But if not, you can get a free account on Gab. Yeah, like Daniela is talking about shadowing. She says, after your podcast about the speaking challenge, I tried to repeat your voice. So shadowing, listening and speaking at the same time. I realized how difficult it is in the beginning. It is. The first time you try shadowing it, it feels very difficult for most people. Even though I can understand everything you say. Right. Even though you understand everything I say, but to hear it and say it instantly with no hesitation is not easy. So that's why we got to practice it. And that's why you may need to find a slower audio for a while. Like if maybe you can understand me, no problem. When you just listening only, my speaking speed it's not fast. But if you try shadowing, you're trying to speak with me at the same time, suddenly you might feel my speaking is very fast. You realize, oh, this is not easy. And then maybe you need to find a slower audio for shadowing. So sometimes with shadowing, you need to find something that's extra slow for a while until you get used to it. Then your brain gets faster with English speaking, and then you can do more, do faster audios. Yeah, well, like Rumka says, it's frustrating. I have to pay about $10 to a person on italki to talk to me in English. Well, indeed, these people are using their time. So that's right. That's why the Gab group is quite useful for you, because $10 is cheap. $10 an hour is very cheap. You probably on italki, on most sites, you're probably won't find anyone cheaper than $10 an hour. $10 an hour is probably about the cheapest you will find, and some people will be more expensive than that. So yes, if you're trying to do a lot of hours of speaking, that will become very expensive, right? You could easily spend, $50 a week doing that, or $100 a week if you're trying to do a lot of hours. So that becomes very, very, very expensive. So joining the Gab group will be a much cheaper way to talk to people during our speaking challenge. But what you could do, if you want to have a little bit of, you want some speaking to native speakers also, you could maybe do 1 or 2 hours a week with italki, with a native speaker, an American, Canadian, whatever. And then do a lot more hours with Effortless English members and fans that you meet on Gab. And so you could do both. They both count for the challenge. Juliana is a meditation fan. Hi, I'm from Brazil. I love your work and the topics. I love meditation. Great. Do you know about transcendental meditation? I know about it. I'm not sure I know the exact technique. I've heard of it. It's very famous. I love you and bliss for your beautiful family. Thank you so much. Transcendental meditation is one of the more common kinds of meditation. So there are a few different ones, and they I think it has great benefits. Oh, German Palomar says, I'm new here. I have a question. What do you think about learning books by heart? So I guess you mean memorizing an entire book. It's not necessary. I think it sounds probably a little stressful and boring. I think it's better just read a lot of books in English and listen to a lot of audiobooks. Then you'll get more vocab, and each book is new with a new topic. It keeps your brain. You'll be interested. Trying to memorize a whole book, that sounds painful. That sounds painful to me. And you guys are saying it, nice place. Yes, Nara's very nice. It's nice. And Nara's nice. If you visit Japan, Nara is a good place to visit because it's not so big. It's not a big city. It's more of a smaller town or a smaller city. It's kind of up in the hills near the mountains. It's very pretty. It's a nice place to visit. Oh, I didn't know this. Vladisław said, dear in Nara, the same is true about kangaroos in Melbourne, Australia. I didn't know that they had kangaroos in the city in Melbourne. That's interesting. Cool. Yes, and like Lisa says, the temples in Nara are part of the World Heritage. That's right. That's right. They are. Very old, beautiful temples. Very nice. Oh, yeah. Kaiki Negavis is asking, deer is plural and it's also singular. That is correct. We don't say deers. 1 deer, 2 deer, 100 deer. That's right. It's one of those strange words. Oh, this is interesting. Vladislav says, I tried shadowing the business English lessons. It seems easier to shadow your father than you. I wonder why. Does my dad maybe speaks more slowly than I do? Curious why that is. It surprises me a little. Interesting. Eduardo Lopez says, I just joined the VIP club. I'm liking it so far. I'm all out on my English learning journey. Fantastic, Eduardo. Welcome, and I'm glad you're having a good experience. Keep going. Commit, don't quit. Can I talk about personality types? That's an interesting topic. Yeah, I'll have to research it a little bit, but yes, that sounds interesting. Okay, let's see. Abdul Malik says, when I practice alone, I feel like I'm an American. Nice. But in English classes, I feel like I'm a beginner, an amateur. What's the problem? I don't know. So, you probably get stressed out. You're worried about what everyone else thinks. You start to compare yourself to other people. All that stress probably hurts your speaking ability. Maybe it even hurts your listening ability some. But this happens, that stressful situations can hurt our speaking, right? So if you do the speaking challenge next year when we do it in like February, then I recommend that you jump in and do it a lot to break that nervousness. And I have to do the same thing. I'm planning to do the exact same thing in, I don't know, probably Japanese. Don't worry about making mistakes. Don't worry about being perfect. Mostly for the challenge, the speaking challenge, our next challenge, my main goal for myself and also for you, my main goal for you, my main hope for you is just that you will all break all shyness, you will break all worries, you will break all nervousness about speaking English. That at the end of the challenge, 3 months later, you will speak so much during the 3 months that by the end, you'll be very relaxed about speaking English. Will you be perfect? No, you will not be perfect. Will you make mistakes sometimes? Still, of course you will. Right? You'll forget vocabulary sometimes. You'll make grammar mistakes sometimes, but you'll be relaxed. Right? That's the key thing. You might even stop and have to think sometimes still. But the main thing is all that nervousness that kills our speaking, that makes it so unpleasant to do. That's what I want to destroy with our challenge, so that we're all just relaxed about speaking. That's the main goal, and that's a big goal. It's a big change. That confidence is what we will build with our speaking challenge. Okay, Vladislav says, my dad speaks more slowly. That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, you're probably right. He seems to speak slower. I was surprised. I thought it would be difficult to shadow him because of lots of idioms and difficult words. True, he does use more idioms. But at least the first lesson, his speech is easy to understand. Well, that's good. That's good. And he does, you're right, he speaks more slowly than I do. And he's definitely not trying to speak slowly in those lessons. He's speaking normally. Taraj says, I'm trying to learn English by myself, but haven't enough sources of learning. What can I do? Oh, well, easy. YouTube videos, podcasts, cheap ebooks, blogs. Those are free. The library, get English books at the library. All these things are cheap, very cheap or free that you can do. And in English, there's so much of this stuff. So that's all you do. Oh, the challenge. I forgot. We ended our book club. Someone just mentioned the books. Next book. What should our next book be? I don't know. I don't know yet. Here's what I want. I want a very positive, enjoyable book. I want a book that will make us all feel happy and positive and confident and excited. All right? Because in our book club, the fiction books we've done some heavy books. The Alchemist was very positive, right? That's a good example. That one was very positive. So I want something more like The Alchemist for our next book. So not too heavy, even a little funny would be nice, but definitely positive and, like I said, just emotionally something that feels very uplifting, we say in English. Uplifting, lifts you up, lifts up your mood, brings your mood up. Happier, more energetic. So if you have a suggestion for a fiction book or even a nonfiction book that will make us all feel good, have a good feeling at the end of the year, please suggest to me on Gab and I'll think about it. I'll check it out. There's Mehdi. I mentioned Mehdi earlier in our show today. And there he is. I said he doesn't join us live, and here he is. Mehdi says, start talking to yourself, dude, when you've got no one around. See, that's good advice. Talk to yourself. American movies and TV series are made for us non-natives to get the job done. Go for it. Mastering spoken English requires lots of repetition. You can tell by Mehdi's writing. He's writing in a super casual, a super conversational. He's writing as he would speak. So, you can see that he's learned deeply this very natural, casual way of speaking English. And Mehdi watches a huge number of American movies and TV shows, and that's why he has this supernatural way of using English. It sounds very native. Oh, this sounds nice. Okay. Neves again. Do you know the Small Advantages channel here on YouTube? I don't. Belongs to a nice guy. He's been doing a great job learning Brazilian Portuguese and teaching us English. A lot of tips. Oh, that's cool. Very nice. Check it out. Ah, The Little Prince. Yeah, The Little Prince. Someone's LEG suggesting The Little Prince for our next book. Maybe. That's a sweet book. It's a nice little book. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. I'll think about it. If you have others, like I said, on Gab, let me know. Okay, guys. I think we're going to stop here. I'm going to go. So, again, one more time. Follow me on Gab, okay? The live, especially if you like my live videos, you know, must follow me on gab.com, AJ Hogue. And for our speaking challenge, if you don't want to spend a large amount of money on italki to speak to people, then this is really the best way to do it, to meet people and practice your English. The new challenge starts at I think February 1st. Let's just say February 1st. February 1st, we'll start the speaking challenge. I'll talk more about it. We have 2 months to talk about it. But this gives you some time. Now's the time to join the group, to meet other members, create some Skype groups. So you're ready. You already know some people. You're already practicing a little bit. You're comfortable. Because maybe you need some time, right? Even with, everybody's nice, but, some people you will connect with better, right? Maybe they're closer to your age. Maybe their hobbies or their interests, they're closer to yours. And other people, they're nice people, but maybe they're just much different age than you. Their personality, their interests, their hobbies are very, very different. And so, obviously it's more fun to talk to people that you have a stronger connection. So you need a little time on Gab. Get on there. Just chat with people also. Just text, just writing. Reply to people. Follow other Effortless English members and reply to them. Type things to them. It's a little bit of writing practice. And this is how you'll find people and get on the Gab group, and you'll see. And some people post links, and you'll start to figure out, this person, I like this person. They think like me, or they're interested in similar things like me. And so you form these connections naturally, create little groups, and then you can practice. So you have 2 months to do this. We have 2 months to prepare. We have 2 months to meet others, to create your little groups, and to get ready. And then in February 1st, we're going to start strong and big, because February 1st, we're going to speak as many hours as possible. You might try 1 hour a day of speaking. You might try 2 hours a day of speaking English. You might try 3 hours a day of speaking English. You might try more, okay? But you need more people to talk to. Of course, you can also do shadowing, but now's the time. So get on that Gab group right now. And like I said, for my live streaming, I don't know how long I'll be on YouTube, no idea, but it doesn't matter, because gab.com, follow me there, and you can find me anywhere. All right, guys, lots of love to you. As always, join my VIP program at effortlessenglishclub.com, effortlessenglishclub.com. Commit, don't quit there. See you next time. Lots of love. Bye for now.